I found whenever I get off track, it's usually because I end up filling up on a bunch of bullshit from fucking media, or just like I get my attention and my eyes on something else, then that kind of is the thing that catches momentum. So when you start getting into that area, dude, you gotta start pumping the brakes and then start filling up on the shit that you know is gonna bring you the result that you want. So needless to say, this is kind of a workout day where I'm like maybe gonna be going through the motions, but I'm here and I'm just getting back in the swing of things. A couple days shouldn't knock you out, but I kind of spent it just laying around and shit. It's like, feel like shit, could have done better. It is what it is, man. I still move forward, the needle forward on a couple things, so I can at least rest on that, but I know I'm capable of more, so it's like that always just fucking sit in the back of your head talking. Also, I don't like the feeling of not walking around super fucking confident. Whenever I'm like, you know, not hitting everything I know I should be and moving my life forward in the way that I should be, then I'm walking around kind of with my head hanging a little bit, just trying to get through the day, don't want anybody to notice me. And you know, there's a little mental aspect to not doing and giving life your all too. So ready to just get back out there and have that confidence of knowing I'm doing all the shit I know I'm supposed to fucking do when nobody's watching, you know? Because I'm telling you, that's what makes a difference. Like, you see that guy in line, or he walks in the room, he's like, whoa, that motherfucker's different. Well, he's different because he does everything that you know you should be doing, and he knows he does it. And he walks and brings that into the room with him. He works out, he's fucking, you know, a beast financially. He's, you know, paying attention to his family. He's educating his mind. Like, he's doing everything that you probably know that you should be doing. We all know what to do, you know, but only certain people will do it. So it's like whenever you actually do it day in and day out, you don't have to prove it to anybody. You know, you walk around with it, you proved it to yourself. So, you know, and I've noticed a clear difference in between having the mindset of I've been doing this and I haven't been doing it. And it feels way better whenever you know you've been doing it. So what's good? One of the reasons I went to the concert because I sponsor and mentor some guys around the tables. Like, you know, I got a background in addiction, and so kind of caught up with one of the guys, went out there, had some good conversations. We talked about like self-esteem and self-worth, really where it comes from. A lot of the schools of thought is just look in the mirror and tell yourself that you love you until you do. Well, if you actually did love yourself, then why do you feel the need to look in the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself? Because deep down you know you fucking don't. So it ain't that. That's not gonna do it. Only action is gonna do it. Only you doing what you know you're supposed to be doing day in and day out and building that up. It's like you're making an investment. You got net worth and you got self-worth. If you're chipping away at yourself, doing dumbass shit all the time, then why would you be building self-worth and self-esteem? Like, you're literally chipping away at yourself. You're eating bad food, you know you're eating bad food, but you're gonna eat more bad food. You're not working out, you know you should be working out, but you continue to not work out. Like, you're literally taking blocks out of your wall, and your wall is self-esteem. I was starting to tell him, like, it's actually doing, you know, the action behind those things you know you should be doing, and that's what's actually gonna build up your self-esteem. It's gonna be hard, dude, and it's meant to be hard because, and not because, but it's just gonna make the journey and the end result that much more worth it. If you don't work for something, then you'll discard it. You know, it's easy to say fuck it and throw everything down the drain when you don't have anything. But, you know, if you're 3, 4, 5 years in, you built up material possessions, you built yourself up spiritually, mentally, physically, and you've got all this stuff, material-wise, it's harder to say fuck it and throw it all down the drain because you realize what it actually took to actually get that shit. So self-esteem and self-worth is totally built, and it's built on doing hard stuff. And even hard stuff for you whenever you start out is very small stuff, like finishing a book. If you got to start there, then start there. You know, that's another block in there, but eventually it builds up into bigger tasks, and you're starting to be able to really have discipline in those areas of life that really are moving you forward in a big way. But if it starts small, if it's got to start small, start small. You got to start somewhere, dude. You know, that's self-esteem and self-worth. That's what it really is. Because once you do those hard things and you're a day in and day out motherfucker and you know it, and you're making more progress than you are like not making progress, like if you're doing it more times than you're not, like that's a big fucking deal. You know you're moving your life forward, and you can take that with you. It's just the aura and vibe that you put off. And we also got into talking about, I was telling them how gratitude is action. And if you think about it, if you say, oh, I'm grateful for my cat, I'm grateful for all this, whatever it is. Okay, if you actually were grateful, you wouldn't have to tell yourself you're grateful. Like, you're grateful for your kids, how do you treat them? Because if you were truly grateful, then you would actually be putting some action behind it. You wouldn't be letting any of the time slip. You would be making the most out of it. So really, saying I'm grateful for this or I'm grateful for that is just an acknowledgement that you're actually slacking in that area, and you know you should probably be more grateful for it, but you're actually fucking not. It's kind of the same with, it's almost like saying sorry. You know you should be sorry for it, but you're truly not, but your actions still don't. If your actions don't change after that, then are you truly sorry? It's like bullshit, man. You know, the thing I was just talking about, like looking in the mirror and saying, I love myself, but deep down, you know you're searing your conscious, dude. Subconsciously, you know you're not happy with yourself. And whenever you can start getting honest with yourself, that you're in your heart of hearts, like you're saying in the mirror, but it's like, nah, something's off, you know? Like whenever you can start getting honest with yourself at your heart of hearts, dude, when no one's looking, just you, and start moving off of like what's inside of you and getting honest with yourself in those deep places on those different areas of life, dude, and start making those changes. You know, actions bring consequences. And they might be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 layers out from the actual, decision that you made. Well, if you try to deal with the consequence and try to change the consequence, it ain't gonna matter. Like, unless you get down to the root cause and change it right at the epicenter of what's really going on, then boom, you got a new trajectory now. You know, 1 inch down here is going to be 1,000 miles away, you know, as it extends out and it reverberates, right? And so really getting down to the heart of hearts, like what drives you, what makes you tick, why am I doing what I'm doing? And figuring out what the fuck is going on, dude, so you can change it at the root. Because unless you can deal with the symptoms, but unless you deal with the root cause and change it there, then there is actually going to be no change that actually occurs. And I'd say a lot right now, we're lacking a lot of vital introspection, self-reflection, and just we're outer-directed people, right? And blaming out things on the outer world. We're projecting outwards whenever actually everything that is going to change us is on the inside. You know, once we change on the inside, then our entire outer world changes because our perspective changes. It's a maturity thing, but, you know, sometimes you don't grow out of that.